I don't know what they are, but there's going to be something there of importance that I could go check out. And there are just a whole bunch of them. They might be quests, they might be monster nests, they might be just guarded treasures, they could be just a whole bunch of different things. So they give you something to do as just exploration. But I noticed there was a quest marker still in town that I want to check out. So I'm going to go back and check. Ah, yes, you're the blacksmith.
What the fuck am I to do? Eh?
Yeah,
What?
you are a blacksmith. He is also a dwarf. This character will also introduce us to one of the underlying
What happened
problems
here?
with the
Oh, got a wee bit
society.
chilly the night, so I set fire to my forge. Got it nice and roaring. Roasted some wieners. What do you think happened, dimwit? Some bugger set alight me workshop. I've lost everything. Everything!
So yeah, because he's a dwarf, there is a huge. It's not underlying. It's pretty much in everyone's face. There's a whole mess of racism going around in this world. It's essentially there are humans and then there are non-humans. The the non-humans can also technically consist of all the monster races and all the monster creatures, but they're never not usually viewed. I mean, they're usually just killed on sight. But there are the two traditional fantasy races of dwarves, in his case, and elves. And there are also gnomes, which I don't believe I've ever actually seen. No, I've seen a gnome or two. They do exist. Uh, that exist in the society with humans. And they have their own lores and backstories of how they exist and where they came from. But the racism that exists is they sort of coexist with humans, and the dwarves exist with humans better than anyone else because they're more useful and they're not hostile. Where the elves are significantly more hostile because the humans were also significantly more hostile towards elves. There was a huge giant war in the past that caused the elvish empires to be essentially decimated, and yeah, it's not great. And so when people get upset, they blame the non-humans. And this is one of those events where the black ones invaded and people are pissed and upset and don't really know how to deal with it. And this guy, who we will find out is a blacksmith just trying to make ends meet,
Sorry.
supplied the Nilfgaardians with
Any
weapons.
suspects?
Whole damned village. I've lived here half a century. Thought they saw me as one of their own. But everything changed when the Black Ones came. I'm the only smith around, so I got to service the garrison. Bang dents out of plate, shoe horses. That sort of thing. Nilfgaardians don't pay me a bloody copper. Just give me supplies and orders. The humans can't fathom that. They think I'm getting rich off their misfortune. That I sleep on a pile of gold like a ploughing dragon. They've stopped talking to me. Spit when I pass. And now this.
So yeah, it's resentment towards the black ones. They can't retaliate against the Nilfgaardians, so they retaliate against the non-human. And I can get a job from him.
I can find your arsonist, provided you're willing to pay.
I've not much left, but I'll give you all if you bring me that horse in, so that he gets what he deserves. The night of the fire, I heard movement outside my hut. Went out to see if I could find any tracks. I found nothing. But then I haven't got cat eyes, have I? Good luck.
This also introduces us to tracking and investigation. So, I was given the vague instructions or clues that he heard someone outside of his place. So we can switch into the Witcher senses And we should hopefully look for something odd. Ah, this is a grindstone. This will... Yes, points of interest. This allows me to sharpen my swords and give me a damage buff for a certain amount of time. There's also a armored stand eventually. I just did that. And I can loot crafting materials. But I am looking for something about...
Don't you look at me.
Ah. Yeah, little kid. This is what I'm looking for. So, without the Witcher sense, this would be almost impossible to find, but it glows red, because I'm a Witcher.
Shavings from a tinderbox. Arsonist must have lit his torch here, tossed it on the roof, then fled through the orchard.
So I was able to find the shavings from a tinderbox, and then I've also found footprints of him fleeing through the orchard.
Footprints. A man's. Large.
And more so in the other game than in the other games. This is one of my favorite portions of this game, where you're an investigator. I'm following a set of footprints. This is why I predominantly turned off the minimap, because you can have the minimap on and it can have a nice little point, like a quest marker thing that will send you directly on a dotted line to the objective. But doing this and investigating and finding this little bottle.
Stinks of piss. And vodka.
So, from piss and vodka means the arsonist was most likely drinking and stopped next to this tree to piss. And the footprints kind of show that as well. And then carried on. So we can follow the footprints to our objective. And it's this role of investigation that I love, this immersion. So I'm just following a set of footprints. Like, I don't need to have the Witcher's senses on. I can eventually find the edge of... So all the footprints have... The red has blurred away, because I don't need to stay in it, and it'll stay for a little while, but I can follow the footprints normally.
I knows what I knows. Elsa bears her rump for the Brackens. Little whore.
So, oh, it looks like something happened here that caused him to become barefoot.
Took off his boots and went in the water. Probably wanted to cover his trail.
So, I've also found a chest I can loot. I can find some orens and some fishing materials. Most of the things I can take are not... Yeah. You don't like me, I get it. Most of the things you find can just be looted. So, he went into the water to try and lose me. So, I'm assuming that he went underneath the bridge and went someplace else. But he might not have gone underneath the bridge. He might have just gone the other portion of the coastline. Oh, no, he went over here. And then these are his boots. Uh-oh, there's blood.
Something jumped out of the rushes. Drowners. But he managed to escape.
Lucky bastard. So, drowners are another creature of the Witcher universe. I don't remember if they're humans or a specific monster race. But they're called drowners because they live in the water. They're an aquatic creature, more like a toad. But they're the quintessential just merfolk, kind of. But the way they usually kill people is they attack them and drag them underwater and drown them. Hence their name, they're drowners. There's also at the very least, it might be the way that they're created or the myth of where they come from, of they are the people that do drown, become drowners.
Lost his boots in the rush.
So now he's barefoot, and he made it back to the road, where he dropped his blood.
Tracks lead back to the village.
See, you're a traitor. I don't feel like dealing with you.
But not badly. Surface wound.
There are also a collection of free DLC in this game that I could talk to
We
you.
meet again.
Thank
Oh
you
yes,
for
it's the
saving
merchant we
me.
saved.
People say all kinds of things about witches, but I've always known yours to be an honorable guild.
So you managed to salvage some goods.
Yes, but I await the repair of my wagon. As time passes, my losses grow. Do you need something? I'll let it go half free.
So, what do you got?
Let me have a
He
look at
should
your
also
stock.
be a merchant that sells. Yes. So he will sell specific sets of DLC armor and DLC horse equipment. And I think no. So he sells all the Temerian stuff. So the Temerian set is a set of gear and horse equipment that'll make you look like a Temerian soldier. This stuff is usually significantly better than what you have access to at that point in time, and it's not usually that hard to get. What are you? A torn out page. Oh, the Griffin decoction. So this is an alchemical formula that I will definitely buy. It's quite a lot of the money I do have, but I'm definitely buying it. I will need to get a reagent from a griffin in order to create that, and the decoctions are significantly more powerful potions that have unique effects based on the creature they came from. I don't remember what this one in particular does, but it should be quite good. And he also has more Gwent cards and basic reagents. I almost want to buy the saddlebags because there is an inventory weight, but not terrible. So I'll
Take
take
care.
a look at the alchemical, decoction. So the Griffin one. So it requires some mutagen. It requires oil and some wolf livers and reagents. But the biggest one is the Griffin mutagen, which only drops from a griffin. So we'll have to kill a griffin, which is just another reason to go kill one and get a contract for killing it. But this one in particular, taking damage raises damage resistance up to an upper limit for the remainder of the fight. So if I take damage, essentially this is a tank potion. So I take damage, I get more damage resistance, and if I can heal myself through, I take less damage. The big thing is it lasts for 180 seconds, so it's a very long duration potion, but its toxicity is also 70. And I only have the maximum of 100. So it's pretty much one of the few potions you can use in the system. But back to investigation. So you were bleeding, and you were barefoot, and you were also drunk. But getting attacked by a drowner probably sobered you up really quickly. Oh, I have tracked you all the way to what I'm assuming is your abode.
Trail ends here, but I'll recognize him by his wounds.
So there's a peasant, in here I can essentially just take anything I want. There isn't really a stealing system that I've found, but Yes, I know you don't like me. Oh,
Drowner claw marks.
so
It's gotta be him.
this is the man I'm looking for because you're injured, and you're also barefoot. And it also looks like you're not doing so well, and you might be a little drunk. So I'm going to deal with you in a little bit. I'm going to check out the rest of the house, see if I can't pick up some more things. Water is a nice healer. Redanian Lager is also... These are pretty much just healing items. And then, healing items and some junk, but they're still all useful. And still one of my favorite things in this game is Geralt knows fire magic. So, he can light candles. He can also put out the candles. He can light and unlight pretty much any source of fire in the entire game. Just because. So let's talk to... It looks like your name is Nap. Let's talk to you.
Nasty wound. Run into a drowner.
What the fuck do you care?
Whoa, our arsonist's a charmer too. Come on, Smith wants to talk to you.
Why not talk to a non-human? Sons of bitches all, and dwarves are the worst. Greedy little magpies do anything for gold, they will. They forge the blades the black ones put to our throats. Am I not right? Listen, we can work this out, man to man. I give you gold, you don't turn me in. My mum died a while back and I sold her tools. I've spent some, but what's left is yours.
So, and like all, not all, but most Witcher quests, I have a moral decision. I am assuming, based on how the quest goes, I could get more money if I don't turn him in. So my reward is more money to essentially let an arsonist go. Or I can be morally upsdown and turn him in. But arson is nasty, and he's racist motivated arson, so he's not getting away with this for me. And yeah, no chance. You're coming with me, dude.
Magpies and dwarves might be greedy, but I'm not. Can't buy me.
And I'll beat your fucking mug to a pulp.
Yeah. So I'm assuming, yeah, again, I could either say try me and beat the crap out of him, because I'm a witcher and he's drunk as crap, so I'm assuming that it'd be really easy. Or I could just use, you know, Jedi mind tricks.
Calm down. Now follow me.
In the wave of my hand, and you're good to go. Come with me. We have a dwarf to see. Come on.
I gotta
You can make it.
apologize. Gotta go. Apologize.
Ah, so I used the notion of he has to apologize to the dwarf to get him to come. Oh, right. Where was the dwarf? Ah, you're further in.
Looking for trouble?
Come on. You can make it, little dude. Stumble your drunken butt down the road. Yup.
Would you raise a glass with me?
You're very slow.
D-E-R-V-A-N, not Goidemar.
Come on, dude.
What do you mean?
You can stumble on way down the way.
What kind of name is that anyway? Durban.
Oh, I do have to keep going.
My gran was from
Like,
the
there is a sign here. Honeycombs. Pay top coin. Large quantities welcome. Oh, an herbalist.
Far away from my land.
So there's an herbalist back here that's willing to buy honeycombs, and I'm assuming I can also buy alchemical ingredients from you. I mean, there's a loom back here, and people are just cooking stew. Ah. Stumbling about. It's just people sitting about on benches, not actually doing anything important, but...
What do you say? Who taught you that?
And it's still an incredibly beautiful game. There are... Yeah, it keeps hawking your loogie at me. There's a bird nest sitting about, and the smith. You're almost there, Nap. Just regaling everyone about the intricacies of the game. Oh, brilliant, you're here. I guess I just needed to get there.
Up and at 'em.
And remove the Jedi mind effect.
What's going on?
Here you go. One village pyromaniac in the flesh.
Nap? You? I knew your mum for years. Charged her nary a copper. This is how you repay me. I've had enough. Hey, soldier. A minute of your time, please.
No! Willis, I beg you, I was drunk. Didn't know what I was doing.
I've told you, Master Willis. We will help you rebuild once reinforcements come. The supplies have been ordered.
Not what this is about, mate. This here's the arsonist. A witcher found him.
The forge was important to the garrison. Destroying it was sabotage. No trial needed here. Just a tree.
So yeah. Harsh. They protect what is valuable to them, hence a blacksmith. Blacksmiths, again, in this era of technology, just as it was in our world, were, were and are incredibly valuable. They're the only ones that are able to create metal into useful shapes. And he is essentially the only one in the area. So he's incredibly valuable to the army. Technically, the army should have their own, but I think he's just helping out.
Harsh as punishment goes.
But deserved. You know, I hated the Black Ones at first, like everybody else did. Now I'm thinking they might just bring order to this place. Teach these layabouts some manners. But enough about that. Your reward. And I managed to save some things from the fire. Anvil's still whole, so I'm sure I can bang something out on it. You need anything, let me know. Give you a good price.
So yeah, because I chose to turn the guy in, he's now dead. Or he's going to be hanging from a tree somewhere. I don't know where they actually took him, and I don't know if they will actually... I don't know if I can actually run into him being dead.
A return
But
customer. Welcome. What can I do for you this time?
yeah, because of my decisions, a human being is now dead. Let's see what you got.
Show me what you got.
So yes, like as I stated before, they have crafting recipes or can be sold. I can find them. And this guy has a whole bunch of them. I can actually craft runes as well, which I can socket into equipment and weapons, and it will show on the weapons, which is a really nice touch. So these are just normal saddlebags, unlike the Temerian one. So these will just be generic, where the Temerian one will have probably the fleur-de-lis, which is most commonly known as the French symbol, but these will probably just be significantly more generic. I don't really want to invest in any of these because I'm not high enough level to make use of any of these things, and I might actually find them anyway. My food and drink. I found a quest item of the Crystal Skull, which I don't know if I picked that up in the last game I played. I can switch over to the crafting. Because I am actually in a merchant's essentially sell inventory, I do have access to all of his tabs, where I would normally have access to mine. I can craft stuff. I already explained that. So, crafting components, junk. So, one of the schematics come with is an upgrade to the vest I'm wearing. Because I'm in a merchant, I do have access to his ingredients right here, which is a huge quality of life improvement that I love. I don't have to switch over to the shop tab in order to buy the cured leather I would need. I can just right click and immediately buy it. That being said, I probably will not be spending all of my money just upgrading this, even though it is incredibly tempting. Gives me more armor, a whole bunch of resistances. I'll probably play a little bit more and see if I need that. All the gear does have durability. So all of my gear, again, I just stated that it has durability. The weapons, as their durability declines, do less damage. The armor, as their durability declines, provides less protection. So as it gets more damaged and more worn, it's less effective until the point at which you cannot use that piece anymore and it needs to be repaired. I'm going to repair equipped and just do it all. So that costs money and I have to do it at a blacksmith. I can also buy I can upgrade. So this is the dismantling I was talking about. I can spend money to dismantle, say, this worn leather jacket that sells for 16 orns. I can dismantle it for 4. I'm essentially be paying money to get leather scraps, which I believe was a crafting material I needed. The twine and the dolls. Like, I can sell all of this junk. I can also do it to alchemical ingredients like the ghoul's blood I picked up. It gives me monster blood. It's ways you can essentially collect mass amounts of reagents and break them down into the other things that might be useful for you later. But, so yeah, The leather scraps cost 16 orns to buy one. I can instead, I have found a worn leather pelt, which I could sell for 16 and essentially buy a leather scrap for, or I can... Oh, that is interesting. I don't think I'd get the price for that, though. I don't believe I would get 16. That's just its market value. I'd essentially be able to pay 4 orns to get a leather scrap instead of 16. Let me just check that. So it can't be sold here. This item cannot be sold. I probably just can't sell it here. But yeah, it is interesting.
So long.
So, completed one of the first quests of the area. And then... Yeah, I know. As we're talking about it now, these are the different areas in the world. I've gone to essentially the world map. Where we were playing in The Witcher 2 was essentially in this general area here that I'm outlining with my mouse. I got close to White Orchard, and it's the Pontar River Valley. I believe the city that we laid siege to in the first one might be Velen, or close to it, maybe here, but the dwarven town and with Henselt was essentially around here. But as of now, all of the territory south of essentially the Pontar River is controlled by the Nilfgaardians. And they've set up a forward palace in Vizima, which was the capital of Temeria. I can also go to, I believe I can view the region map. Yes. So, this is the region map of, it's technically 2 areas, but it's counted as 1. So there's Velen in the south, and then there's Novgorod in the north. And it's cut by the river, the Pontar River, which is this river here. Whiterun probably is about this size. This island's size right here. And this map area is easily 15 times larger than that. I mean, hell, Novgorod is the major capital city, is probably about the same size as the entire Whiterun map. We will probably be getting to that, in a few weeks. But for now, I want to check out my quests. So if I look at the Witcher contracts, I'm actually going to track that. I can find the man in town to talk to. Okay, he's over in that house. Should be in this house over here. So I'm going to talk to, I think it was Odrin about, oh no, it's Odalin. About the contract he set up.
Greetings, good man. Having trouble with your well? That's what I read.
Aye, 'tis haunted. Has been for a good 20 years.
20? So why'd you put out a notice just now?
'Cause earlier on we drew our water from the river. But so many corpses floating in it after the battle it's turned noxious. My daughter Mandy drank half a pitcher. Felt dreadful ill, can't keep nothing down. She grows worse by the day. Herbalist claims you fight a fever with drink. And not beer nor cider, but water. Clear, pure water. And where am I to get that if not from the well? But first, the ghost's got to be driven away. And it don't let any man near.
I'm not going to refuse. I could refuse. No. Describe the ghost.
This ghost. Describe it for me.
Well, it's awful frightening. Awful.
I meant, what does it look like?
It looks like a woman, but fresh from the grave. Wears a dirty dress, all rags, its skin flaking off its bones, and it howls like it's suffering.
Some wraith. Or maybe an Alp.
If you don't wallop it, Master. If you don't take care of it, that is, it'll come kill me daughter.